So what exactly was the transatlantic slave trade? It was the forced movement of millions of Africans across the Atlantic Ocean, mainly to the Americas. This went on for over 400 years, from the mid-1400s to the late 1800s. It all began around 1444 when Portuguese traders under Prince Henry the Navigator carried one of the first recorded group of enslaved Africans from West Africa to Europe. Now, at the time, it was a small amount, but over the years, it grew into a vast and organized system involving multiple empires. By the 16th century, nations like Portugal, Spain, Britain, France, and the Netherlands were all deeply involved in the slave trade. And they were all driven by one thing: profit. You see, by the 15th century, when European powers were expanding into the Americas, they needed labor for plantations, sugar, tobacco, cotton, and later coffee. But they had a problem. In many parts of the Americas, indigenous population had already been devastated by diseases like smallpox and measles, and by violent conquests like the fall of the Aztec and Inca empires, which led to the loss of millions of lives. So they turned their attention to Africa, and West Africa became one of the main targets for them. UNESCO describes the transatlantic slave trade as the trafficking of millions of women, men, children, mostly from West Africa and Central Africa, in a system that enriched imperial powers and helped spread racist ideas about black inferiority. Historians who were working through the slave voyages database estimate that about 12.5 million Africans were forced onto slave ships, and of those, around 10.7 million people survived the journey across the Atlantic Ocean. Now, to put that into perspective, the entire population of Belgium today is about 11 million people. And that's roughly the number of people who were forced out of African countries into Europe and forced into labor.